evening, everybody. I would like to say that I'm very happy that Indonesia Buddhist lay devotees are very enthusiastic to learn Dhamma. First of all, I would like to say thanks a lot to Sister Sheshe from Sundara Bhumi Foundation that already invited me to give this Dhamma talk. And also thanks to the organizer from Indonesia. In this Dhamma talk, I would like to share Rupakammatthāna because Rupakammatthāna is very important to learn for those who practice Vipassana meditation. The Buddha taught two kinds of meditation, Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation. Samatha meditation is to cultivate the mind to get concentration. When we practice Samatha meditation, we can take one of the 40 objects as meditation object. Then we must keep the mind firmly focused on the chosen object. We have to be aware of the meditation object constantly. By practicing Samatha meditation, we can get access concentration and absorption concentration. So for example, if you practice Anapanasati meditation, you can attain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. In the same way, if you practice white color kasina, white kasina, yellow kasina, like the Nila, Pita, Lohita, Orada, Akasina, Water kasina, fire kasina, 10 kinds of kasina. If you practice, you can attain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. And then if you practice loving kindness meditation, you can attain anti-third jhana concentration. Among the 40 kinds of Samatha meditation, if you practice 4-element meditation or Buddhanicity, you can get the access concentration. So by practicing Samatha meditation, we can get access concentration and absorption concentration. So to attain access concentration and jhana concentration, you need to practice Samatha meditation systematically. You have to practice under the guidance by teacher. So to attain jhana, not easy. You have to practice it systematically. For example, if you want to practice Anapanasati meditation, just only practice in-breath and out-breath not enough. You need to concentrate on the in-breath and out-breath. And then you have to see nimitta step by step. And then you have to practice under the guidance the teacher. And then you have to get antipatibhaga nimitta. After that, you have to focus and concentrate patibhaga nimitta 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. You can get jhana concentration. So even though to get patibhaga nimitta also not easy. You have to practice continuously. You have to practice systematically. For the Vipassana meditation, we have to discern the arising and passing away of Nama and Rupa as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. Nama and Rupa are the objects of Vipassana meditation. So Rupa is one of the objects of Vipassana meditation. If you want to know Rupa, you have to understand how to discern Rupa is very important. So because of this, I would like to explain Rupakammatthāna, how to discern Rupa. Don't understand how to discern Rupa. So how can you see the object of Vipassana meditation, ultimate materiality Paramatha Rupa? The objects of Samatha meditation are mostly concept, viññati. Nevertheless, the objects of Vipassana meditation are ultimate materialities, Paramatha Rupa, and ultimate mentality, Paramatha Nama. So, how to see Paramatha Nama Rupa is also important to practice Vipassana meditation. Without seeing Paramatha Nama and Rupa, how we can practice Vipassana meditation? That's why I would like to explain how to discern Paramatha Rupa and also how to see Paramatha Rupa. Many people want to attain Nibbana. Whatever we perform wholesome deeds, we wish Idame punya nibbana sa pachayo hotu. So in order to attain nibbana, we have to follow the Buddha's way. According to Abhidhamma, the Buddha taught there are 4 kinds of ultimate realities: Pramata Dhamma, consciousness, citta, metta state, cittasika, and then metta, rupa, and nibbana. And then if you want to attain number 4 ultimate reality nibbana, you have to practice vipassana, the arising and passing away of first, second, third ultimate reality as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. And nibbana is the Dhamma which can attain only through contemplating vipassana meditation with ultimate realities. Among the ultimate realities, materiality rupa is one of the objects of vipassana meditation. So if we practice vipassana meditation, we have to understand what is ultimate materiality, paramata rupa. That's why today I would like to explain the nature of rupa and 28 kinds of paramata rupa, and also how to see paramata rupa. Pali term rupa is translated as matter or materiality or physicality or corporeality. General meaning of rupa is something that changes. Rupa means change one coming into contact with advanced conditions, such as cold, heat, hunger, etc. The changes of rupa are from hot to cold, hard to soft, rough to smooth. So something that change is called rupa. Actually, the meaning of change is a series of materiality from one moment to next moment. Citta and cittasika are also change. That change means the evident change, which is easy to discern, easy to see. The changes of citta and cittasika is quicker than rupa and not easy to discern. So only rupa is called change. The meaning of rupa is change. So what is rupa? Rupa means change. And then rupa has no ability to cognize and does not know anything. So too, the objects are not taken by rupa, because rupa itself is the object of nama. Nama means inclination to the object. The object, nama object, is the rupa. So rupa cannot know anything. Rupa cannot cognize any object, cannot take any object, because the rupa is the object of nama. The meaning of nama is inclined to the object. This object is rupa. And then rupa exists in living being as well as non-living being. So living being means rupa is in our body, in other body, in the animal, etc. No? Therefore, rupa is in your body and in other body, in the house, in the tree, etc. So now I explain. You have to understand the nature of rupa. Roughly, I explain. First, the meaning of rupa. What is the meaning of rupa? Rupa means change. Rupa change from actually materially change once, a series of materially from one moment to next moment. Sometimes we can understand, sometimes we fall, after we hot, sometimes we from hot to cold, after the, sometimes we hungry. This is because of the changes of the rupa, because of the characteristic of the rupa. So we can feel hot or cold or hunger or etc. So rupa means changing. Another is, just now I explained, this is the meaning of rupa, it change. Second one is rupa cannot know any object. Rupa have no ability to cognize any object, because the rupa is object of the nama. And then third one is rupa exists in living being as well as non-living being. So rupa is happen in our body, in others' body, in the animal, and then as a non-living being in the building or the tree or etc. No? So we have to understand the meaning of rupa, the characteristic of rupa, and rupa happen in our body, other living being, and non-living being. Okay, this is summarized, no? Just now I explained. Then most of the people regard the whole body as rupa. Actually, the Buddha taught rupa is not only the body, but also we have to understand anti-ultimate materiality, anti-paramata rupa. We have to understand. For example, sometimes people practice vipassana meditation. They practice the movement of the body from one place to next place. So they think this is impermanent. They can practice vipassana. Actually, the Buddha taught we have to practice the arising and passing away of ultimate materiality, paramata rupa, the arising of paramata rupa, arising and passing away, and then we can practice impermanent suffering. We can practice vipassana as the impermanent suffering mindset by 3 characteristics. So we we cannot think the whole body as rupa. This is the whole body is, we are not yet broken down at the ultimate stage. This is only concept of pinyati. So most of the people regard the whole body as rupa. Actually, the Buddha taught we have to understand rupa and the ultimate materiality and the paramata rupa. We cannot practice vipassana by arising and passing away of concept as impermanent suffering themselves. Just now I already explained. Vipassana is we can attain nibbana by through contemplating vipassana meditation with ultimate materiality. So the objects of vipassana meditation are ultimate materialities and ultimate mentality, paramata rupa and nama. So if you want to practice vipassana meditation, firstly you need to penetrate ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality. So this is very important. If you practice as the concept as impermanent suffering themselves, you cannot attain megaphala and nibbana. So if you practice the movement of your body as impermanent suffering themselves, you practice 10 years, 20 years, and the whole life you practice, you cannot attain megaphala. If you want to see paramata rupa, paramata nama, so you have to understand how to discern paramata nama and rupa. This is very important. With how to see paramata rupa. Without concentration, it is very difficult to see ultimate materiality of paramata rupa. If you have concentration, you can easily to penetrate into the body. As your body is composed by first stage, no? This is the first stage. As your body is composed by 32 parts of the body, such as head, hair, body hair, nails, skin, etc. You think you can penetrate 32 parts of the body. You cannot think this is I, this is he, this is she. You think this is head, hair, body hair, nails, skin, etc. At the time, you cannot attachment to your body and other body. In the same way, if you have concentration, you can see paramata rupa. So if you can see paramata rupa, you will not attach your body and other body too. So if you want to see paramata rupa, firstly, you need to establish either access concentration or absorption concentration. So to achieve those kind of concentration, you have to practice samatha meditation systematically. That's why we can practice samatha meditation as the foundation of vipassana meditation. When we analyze the body, we will see ultimate materialities. How can we analyze the body? If you discern 4-element meditation in the body, such as eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, you will not see eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. You will see many rupa kalapa. So if you want to analyze your body, you need to, that means if you want to analyze your body, you need to practice 4-element meditation in your body. You have to discern 4-element meditation in your body. So if you discern in idol, in your eye, you discern 4-element. Your ear, you have to discern 4-element. Your nose, you have to discern 4-element. At that time, you cannot see as a eye, as a ear, as a nose, as a tongue, you will see only Rupakalapa. When you analyze Rupakalapa, you will see only ultimate materialities. In the same way, when you design 4 elements in 32 parts of the body, such as head hair, body hair, nail, skin, etc. You design 4 elements in, for example, you design 4 elements in your head hair, you will see many kalapa. In the same way, you design your skin, in your skin, you design 4 elements in your skin, you will see only many Rupakalapa. If you analyze Rupakalapa, you can see ultimate reality too. So there is nothing apart from ultimate materiality in the body. So if you want to see an ultimate materiality in your body, firstly, you have to design 4 elements in your body, like eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, and 32 parts of the body. After that, you will see many Rupakalapa. You cannot see your eye, as a ear, as a nose, as a head hair, as a body hair. You see only Rupakalapa. Rupakalapa are not yet ultimate stage. If you want to see ultimate materiality, you need to analyze Rupakalapa. If you analyze, you will see ultimate materiality in Rupakalapa. After we design 4 elements in our body, eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, and 32 parts of the body, we will see many Rupakalapa. Then we analyze in eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, and 32 parts of the body. We will see only our body as ultimate materiality. So there is nothing apart from ultimate materialities in our body. So after seeing ultimate materiality, you will understand those ultimate materialities are subject to impermanent. They are appear and disappear non-stop. They happen not last long, appear and disappear every moment. No? By seeing this, you can practice vipassana, appearing and disappearing of ultimate materiality as impermanence, suffering, and non-self. So ultimate materialities are the objects of vipassana meditation. After practicing vipassana as ultimate materiality as impermanence, suffering, and non-self, you need to practice ultimate mentality, Paramatha Nama also, you need to practice vipassana. Because of only practicing ultimate materiality, Paramatha Rupa, you practice Rupa as vipassana, you cannot attain Nibbana. So you need to practice Paramatha Nama also. You need to practice vipassana, Paramatha Nama too. So by practicing Nama and Rupa as impermanent, suffering, and non-self, you can attain Megaphala and Nibbana. When you discern ultimate materiality, you have to discern not only in your body, but also others' body. It is because in the Mahastipatthana Sutta, the Buddha taught, we have to discern the body internally and externally. By discerning ultimate materialities in your body and other body, you will understand that this is not I, this is not he, this is not she. And you are not attached to anybody. You see that this is a man, this is woman. It is because you are deluded by ignorance. If there is strong and powerful ignorance, there will arise defilement, such as attachment or angry, etc. So, to remove defilements, you need to penetrate ultimate materialities in your body and others' body. And then all the ultimate materialities cannot exist individually. They exist only as a group, which is called Kalapa. Translation is called particle. One Rupa Kalapa consists of minimum of 8 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, smell. According to Abhidhamma, they are called Avinibbhoga Rupa. They are inseparable. All the materialities in one Rupa Kalapa arise together, cease together at the same time. In one Rupa Kalapa, Upadaya Rupa depends on Mahabhuta Rupa. And also Mahabhuta Rupa depends on each other. According to Abhidhamma, there are 28 types of ultimate materialities, Paramatha Rupa. All 28 types of ultimate materialities are basically classified into two categories, 4 Mahabhuta Rupa and 24 Upadaya Rupa. Mahabhuta Rupa is a Pali term, meaning is the great appearance. It is sometimes mentioned as element or dhatu. It is classified into 4, earth element, Prithvi dhatu, water element, Abo dhatu, fire element, Tejo dhatu, and wind element, Vayo dhatu. Okay, and then Pali term Upadaya is translated as dependent matter, because in order to they arise, they have to depend on 4 Mahabhuta Rupa. They are classified into 24 types. Again, these 24 types of Upadaya Rupa are enumerated into 10 groups. Number 1, sensitive phenomena, Pasada Rupa. Number 2, objective phenomena, Gojara Rupa. Number 3, sexual phenomena, Bhava Rupa. Number 4, heart phenomena, Hadya Rupa. Number 5, light phenomena, Jivita Rupa. Number 6, nutriment phenomena, Ahara Rupa. Number 7, limiting phenomena, Parichita Rupa. Number 8, intimating phenomena, Vinyati Rupa. Number 9, mutable phenomena, Vikara Rupa. And number 10 is characteristic phenomena, Lakhana Rupa. So these 24 types of Upadaya Rupa enumerated into 10 groups. Number 1 group, sensitive phenomena. The materialities that are clear are called sensitive phenomena or Pasada Rupa. Here clear means sensitive to visible object, sound, smell, taste, and tangible object. They can be classified into 5 types. Number 1, eye sensitivity, Jaku Pasada. Because of eye sensitivity, we can see the visible object. Number 2 is ear sensitivity, Sota Pasada. Because of ear sensitivity, we can hear the sound. And number 3, nose sensitivity, Kana Pasada. Because of nose sensitivity, we can get the smell. And number 4 is taste sensitivity, Jiva Pasada. Because of taste sensitivity, we can get the taste. Number 5 is body sensitivity, Kaya Pasada. Because of body sensitivity, we can feel body pain or happy. So altogether, 5 kinds of sensitive phenomena. No? This is Jaku Pasada, Sota Pasada, Kana Pasada, Jiva Pasada, Kaya Pasada. These 5 kinds, because of these 5 kinds of Pasada, we can see the object, we can hear the sound, like you can listen the DhammaTalk, you can get the sound. Because of no sensitivity, we can get the good smell, bad smell, etc. No? And then because of taste sensitivity, we can know the taste. This is good taste, this is bad taste, spicy or something like this. No? Because of body sensitivity, you can feel sometimes hard or soft or very body is pain or etc. No? Because in our body have these 5 kinds of sensitivity. No? Pasada Rupa have, so we can get there. We can accept that this the object. Because of these 5 kinds of sensitivity, we can see the visible object, we can hear the sound, we can get the smell, we can get the taste, we can feel body pain or comfortable or etc. No? So because of these 5 kinds of sensitivity happen in our body. How to see these 5 kinds of sensitivity? For example, if you want to see eye sensitivity, you have to discern 4 elements in your eye door. No? You in your eye you discern the characteristic or like the 4 elements. Like later I will explain how to discern. So when you discern 4 element meditation in eye door in your eye, that means eye door means in your eye, earth element, water element, fire element. This is you have to understand the characteristic of earth element. For example, the characteristic of element is the hardness. The characteristic of the water element is flowing, as the characteristic of fire element is hot. The characteristic of wind element is pushing or supporting, no? You try to descend, concentrate on your eye. If you have enough concentration, you cannot see your eye. You can see many kalapa. And then the kalapa, some kalapa are opaque kalapa, some are translucency kalapa. So you can, by practicing 4-element meditation, you can know eye sensitivity. How to discern in next model I will explain today. In the same way, if you want to know, if you want to penetrate ear sensitivity, you have to discern 4 elements in your ear. After that, you can see the ear sensitivity, rupa kalapa. If you analyze ear sensitivity, your rupa kalapa, you can know ear sensitivity. And then in the same way, if you want to know nose sensitivity, you try to discern 4-element meditation in your nose. If you have enough concentration, you can see many kalapa in your nose. You can see your nose as your nose kalapa, many kalapa as a particle. Then you can see translucency rupa kalapa. And when you analyze translucency rupa kalapa, you can know nose sensitivity. In the same way, if you want to know 10 sensitivity, you have to discern 4-element meditation in your 10. You try to concentrate for the characteristic of 4 elements in your 10. If you have enough concentration, you cannot see as your 10. You can see many kalapa. There are 2 kinds, only 2 kinds, no? Translucency and not translucency. Not translucency is called opaque kalapa. Translucency kalapa, you try to choose, and then the taste or something come to image. You can know this kalapa is 10 translucency rupa kalapa. If you analyze this kalapa, you can know 10 sensitivity. In the same way, you want to know body sensitivity, you try to discern in your body, the whole body, no? 4-element meditation in the whole body, and you try to concentrate the characteristic of 4 elements in your body. And you can see your body. You will see only particle, many rupa kalapa. And then you try to choose the translucency rupa kalapa. You will feel hardness or softness or like that. This tangible object come to image. You can understand this is the body sensitivity rupa kalapa. Inside this kalapa, surely body sensitivity have. So in this way, you can discern sensitive phenomena in your body. Okay, how to discern? Later I will explain very in detail. Okay. Number 2 is objective phenomena, Gosara Rupa. They are the objects of 5 consciousness: eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness. There are 5 kinds, but enumerated into 7. Number 1 is visible object. Number 2, sound. Number 3 is smell. Number 4 is taste. And then number 5 is tangible object. Here, tangible object consists of 3 elements: earth element, water element, earth element, fire element, and wind element. So these, so altogether, how many kinds? 7, no? Visible object, sound, smell, taste, and tangible taste, no? This is 4. Tangible object is 3 elements, so altogether 7. Okay, but we can count only 5 Gojara Rupa. Okay, they are the object of 5 consciousness. Eye consciousness, because eye consciousness can know the visible object, and then ear consciousness can know the sound, nose consciousness can know the smell, taste consciousness can know the taste, and then body consciousness can know the tangible object. So how to how we can see these 7 kind of Gojara Rupa, no? Objective phenomena. For example, visible object. These also happen in our body. No? This, for example, you want to see visible object. If you can discern, for example, idol, no? Idol, you discern 4-element meditation idol. If you have you need to concentrate on the characteristic of 4 elements. And then if you have enough concentration, you can see many kalapa, many particles in your eye. Then you can know the kalapa are opaque kalapa and translucency rupa kalapa. And then if you want to know visible object, nearby this, you try to pay attention to the translucency rupa kalapa. Nearby this kalapa, the color of the rupa kalapa came to image to this kalapa. At the time, you can know the visible object. So in this way, you can know visible object in your body. And then how to get the happen the sound in your body. For example, when we discern in ear door, no? We try to discern 4 element meditation ear door, and then concentrate in the characteristic of 4 element. After that, you cannot see your ear, you can see many kalapa. So you can discern the ijata sound, no? Sometimes you can get the sound. You try to pay attention the ear translucency rupa kalapa. Nearby this kalapa, the touching of the kalapa and kalapa touching the sound come to image to the ear transparent rupa translucency ear sensitive, no? Ear sensitivity. At that time, you can get the sound. So in this way, the sound also happen in your body. And then how to get the smell? How do you understand in your body the smell? No? So you want to know the smell your body. Everybody has smell. Sometimes we are tired, we sweat. No? As the sweat come out from our body, we can get the best smell or something, no? Like this. So how to discern the smell in your body? You try to discern 4 element meditation in your nose. If you have enough concentration, you can see many rupa kalapa. You try to pay attention, translucency rupa kalapa, and then you nearby this kalapa from other kalapa. They are one kalapa. At least I already explained 8 kinds of ultimate materiality paramatha rupa. Element, water element, fire element, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence. Nearby this translucency rupa kalapa, the smell from other kalapa came to image to nose translucency rupa kalapa. You can get the smell. This is your body smell, no? You can get the smell from your body. You understand how to discern the smell, no? In the same way, the taste, how to discern the taste. Taste happen in our body also, no? Sometimes we tired, the sweat come out, and sometimes the sweat enter our mouth, no? We can get the taste also, no? So how to discern the taste? So if you want to know the taste in your body, happen in your body, you try to discern 4 element meditation in your tent, no? Your tent, you concentrate on characteristic of 4 elements in there, and then you cannot see your tent, you see many kalapa. And then you try to choose translucency rupa kalapa, and then nearby this kalapa, the taste from other kalapa come to image to translucency rupa kalapa. At that time, you can get the taste from your body. And then tangible object, how do you understand tangible object? You want to know tangible object, you have to discern 4 elements meditation in your body. And then you concentrate on you try to discern the whole part of body, any part you can choose, no? And then, for example, you are sitting. When you're sitting, you're nearby your patwa, you try to discern 4 element meditation. And then when you long time sit, you will feel hardness or something like this, no? So when you discern 4 element meditation in your sitting place, and then you cannot see your body, you will see many kalapa. And then you choose translucency rupa kalapa, nearby this kalapa, From other kalapa, hardness come to image. No? In this way, you can know tangible object. So, Gojara Rupa or objective phenomena also can happen in our body. No? So just now I already saw how many kinds of Paramata Rupa. Number 1 is sensitive phenomena, 5 sensitive phenomena, and then 7 Gojara Rupa. Altogether already 12. No? We can know, we can penetrate ultimate materiality in our body. These are Upadaya Rupa. Okay. And number 3 is the Sasha phenomena, Bhava Rupa. There are 2 kinds. Female Sasha phenomena, 80 Bhava Rupa, and male Sasha phenomena, Bhom Bhava Rupa. Women have female Sasha phenomena, and men have male Sasha phenomena. These 2 types of Sasha phenomena happen the whole part of our body. So that means there are 2 kinds of Bhava Rupa. No? Women have woman Bhava Rupa, men have men Bhava Rupa. So these 2 types of Bhava Rupa also happen in the whole part of our body. If you have concentration and you can discern 4 element meditation in your body, you can see Bhava Rupa too. Number 4 is the metta of Hariya Rupa. The place where Jeta and Chitasika happen, it is called heart-based Hariya Vutu. It is found in Hariya Dasaka Rupa Kalapa. That means there are 10 kinds of Paramata Rupa in this type of Kalapa, such as earth element, water element, fire element, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence. Number 9 is Jivita Rupa, and number 10 is heart-based or Hariya Vutu Rupa. So Hariya Vutu Rupa, we can find in Hariya Dasaka Rupa Kalapa. So how to see Hariya Dasaka Rupa Kalapa? When you discern 4 element meditation in your heart, you can see many Rupa Kalapa. These Kalapa are not translucency, this is opaque Kalapa. So when you analyze this Kalapa, inside you will feel this inside the Kalapa might happen in this Kalapa. When you analyze this Kalapa, you can see 10 kinds of ultimate materiality, 10 kinds of Paramata Rupa in there. Number 10 is heart-based or Hariya Vutu. So you can know the might happen in there. So Hariya Dasaka Kalapa are distributed in the blood of the heart. So if you want to know Hariya Vutu, if you want to discern, if you want to penetrate Hariya Vutu, you have to discern in the heart. This happen in the blood of the heart. No? Most of the people think the mind happen in the brain. No? Actually, the mind happen in Hariya Vutu Rupa. So if you can discern, you can understand Hariya Vutu Rupa. Okay. Number 5 is life faculty, Jivita Rupa. We can find Jivita Rupa all part of our whole body. So if you want to discern Jivita Rupa, you can discern the whole body. By 4 element meditation, you can see Jivita Rupa Kalapa. This Kalapa also opaque Rupa Kalapa. If you analyze this Kalapa, you can find 9 kinds of Paramata Rupa. Number 9 is Jivita Rupa Kalapa. The characteristic of number 9 Jivita Rupa is the characteristic of Jivita Rupa is you can feel, you can understand this. The characteristic sustaining or protect or the light or Kamajat Rupa. You can feel protecting or sustaining or like that, this characteristic in this Kalapa. No? So Jivita Rupa, you can find in the whole part of it. Any part you can practice. In eye door, ear door, nose, temperature door, body door, and mind door, any part. When you discern 4 element meditation, you can see many Rupa Kalapa. You try to choose opaque Rupa Kalapa, and then you try to analyze, you can see 9 kinds of Paramata Rupa. Number 9 is Jivita Rupa. The characteristic is you will feel protecting the remaining Rupa Kalapa, the ultimate material. There are, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No? This number 9 protecting the remaining ultimate materiality in the same kalapa or protecting or sustaining. You will feel like this. In this way, you can discern Jivita Rupa in your body. Number 6 is nutritional phenomena, Ahara Rupa. It is also called nutritive essence Oja. So this Oja is also happen in the whole part of our body. For example, when we discern 4-element meditation in our body, we can see our body as Rupa Kalapa. Either translucency Rupa Kalapa or opaque Kalapa, we analyze they are at least a kind of ultimate materiality. Some Kalapa have 10 or 9 or ultimate materiality. So at least a kind of ultimate materiality in each Kalapa. So when we analyze each Kalapa, we can see number 8 is the Oja. Like just now I explained. First one is earth element. Second, earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence. So every Rupa Kalapa have Oja. This Oja is called nutritional phenomena or Ahara Rupa. So this Oja is produced by food and drink what we consume. So later I will explain how does the food produce the Aharaja Rupa. Or the Aharaja Rupa, if you can discern Aharaja Rupa or other Kalapa, you can see Oja. But especially here, emphasize to Aharaja Rupa. Inside the Aharaja Rupa, Oja, this is we can call nutritive essence Oja. So later I will explain very detailed in next DhammaTalk, okay? How to see Oja, and from Oja can produce Aharaja Rupa. Okay, how can produce? Later I will explain. Number 7 is limiting phenomena, Parichita Rupa or Akasa. It is translated as space to be able to be delimitate separately the Rupa Kalapa or particle. So it is the space between Rupa Kalapa. It is called Akasa. So how to see Akasa? Without seeing Akasa, we cannot see individual Rupa Kalapa. So how to see Rupa Kalapa? When we discern 4-element meditation in our body, we can see in many Kalapa. Between one Kalapa and another Kalapa, the space, this is called Akasa. Because of Akasa, we can see individual Kalapa. Either translucency or non-translucency, we can discern. We can choose or we can take or because of the Akasas, because of the space, we can know the Kalapa. Okay, so space or Akasa also we can find in our body. There is no space, we cannot find. There is no Kalapa. Number 8 is limiting phenomena, Vinyati Rupa. It is signifying the sign of body and speech. It happens when ideas to be known to others. It is divided into 2, bodily intimation, Kaya Vinyati, and Bhava intimation, Vaci Vinyati. So now we are speak DhammaTalk because of Bhava intimation. Because of Vaci Vinyati Rupa, you can hear my voice because of I can talk. No? This is Bhava intimation. Because of bodily intimation, you can move your body from this to that. So these 2 kinds of Vinyati Rupa also can happen in our body. Okay, how bodily action, Kaya Vinyati Rupa and Vaci Vinyati Rupa happen in your body. Later I will explain in detail. Next one is number 9, mutable phenomena, Vikara Rupa. It is classified into 3. Physical lightness, Lahuta Rupa. Physical softness, Uddhata Rupa. Number 3, physical adaptability, Kamanyata Rupa. We can note these 3 kinds of Rupa. Sometimes you move your body, you will feel your body is comfortable. You will feel your body is easy to move. Sometimes you feel your body is lightness or softness, etc. Because of these 3 kinds of Rupa. So these 3 kinds of Lahuta, Mudduta, Kamanyata Rupa are also happen in our body. So this Lahuta, Mudduta, Kamanyata Rupa, when we are doing bodily action and bhava action, this rupa can appear. No, we can know this these three kinds of rupa. Sometimes when we move our body is very comfortable, easy to move. Our body is very light, very comfortable because of this lahuta or kamanyata rupa. Sometimes when we move our body is not comfortable, very heavy or something. There at the time cannot happen this rupa. Sometimes we are chanting or DhammaTalk or we are talking. We are easy to talk, easy to speak. So because of lahuta, mudduta, kamanyata rupa. So these three kinds of vikara rupa also happen in our body. When we doing bodily action and bhava action, we can note these three kinds of rupa. Number 10 is characteristic phenomena, Lakhana Rupa. It is classified into four. Number 1, initial appearance, Upajaya Rupa. This type of Rupa arises in the beginning of our life at the mother womb of embryo stage. This is the beginning of Rupa. Rupa start happen in our body. Number 2 is continuity, sanctity, arising of Rupa. In Pali, it is called Upada. Number 3 is decay, charada, standing or rupa. It is called titi. Number 4 is perishing, anicca, perishing or rupa. It is called binga. So among these four kinds, number 1, upachara rupa. You cannot know when you descend. You can descend your past life. At the beginning stage, you can know this upachara rupa. So another three kinds when we can descend. For example, when we descend, the ultimate Paramata Rupa, the arising of Rupa is the continuity. This is called sanctity. Start arising. This is the continuity. Decay. Jarada is after arise, they are standing. This is called decay. After that, this materiality of perishing. This is called perishing or rupa anicca. So this three kind of rupa, when we discern, practice vipassana, or we can discern ultimate reality, we can understand arising or ultimate materiality, arise standing or ultimate materiality, perishing or ultimate materiality. Number 1, upachara rupa is when we can discern past life, our past, we can discern only this time. So at the present moment, we cannot discern. Present moment, only 3 kinds of rupa we can discern. So today there are 28 kinds of paramata rupa. So how to get these 28 kinds of paramata rupa? Number 1, and then 4 Mahabhuta Rupa, earth element, water element, fire element, wind element. Number 2 is 5 Pasada Rupa, Chaku Pasada, Sota Pasada, Gana Pasada, Jiva Pasada, Kaya Pasada. Number 3, 4 Gojara Rupa, visible object, sound, smell, taste. Here we no need to count tangible object because of tangible object are included in 4 Mahabhuta Rupa. What are these? Element, fire element, wind element. So we already count. So we only Gojara Rupa we can count 4. And then 2 Bhava Rupa, 1 Harya Rupa, 1 Jivita Rupa, and then 1 Ahara Rupa, Parichita Rupa, 2 Vinyati Rupa, Kaya Vinyati, Vachi Vinyati, 3 Vikara Rupa, Lahuta, Mudduta, Kamanyata, and then 4 Lakhana Rupa, Upajaya, Santati, Jarata, Anicca. So altogether total 28 kinds of Paramata Rupa. So if you practice 4-element meditation systematically, you can know 28 kinds of Paramata Rupa. But only we can know 27 kinds of Paramata Rupa because women have woman Bhava Rupa, men have only man Bhava Rupa. So in our body, we can discern only 27 kinds of Paramata Rupa. If you can discern 4-element meditation in your body and other body, you can know 20 kinds of Paramata Rupa. For example, you are a woman, You discern the Behita, this is the man body, you can discern manpower rupa. So you can discern 20 kinds of Brahmata rupa. If you can discern your body and others' body. To be able to see those 20 kinds of Paramata rupa, you have to break down 3 kinds of components of rupa. In the Visuddhimagga mentioned, there are 3 kinds of components of rupa. Number 1, components of continuity, santatikana. The components of form or group, samuhagana. The components of function, kechagana. How to break down these 3 kinds of components of rupa? Usually in the beginning, when you discern 4 elements in your body, you will see only the components of 4 elements. Even you have not yet seen rupa kalapa. So you will still thinking the possession of beings such as woman, man, father, mother, ahishi, etc. So some people, they say they practice vipassana 4 elements. So this is the practice impermanence, and the characteristic of 4 elements as impermanence, suffering, and namesake. So we cannot say this is ultimate stage. Just we understand the characteristic of 4 elements. So at that time, they not yet break down even the components of continuity. They see the characteristic of 4 elements in their body. They only see the components of 4 elements. Even they not yet see rupa kalapa. So they cannot practice vipassana meditation, just seeing the components of 4 elements only. No? So at that time, they are still thinking possession of beings, ahishi, etc. So we cannot practice vipassana at that stage. But the meditator practice 4 elements in his body further. If he has enough concentration, he will see his body as kalapa. At that time, the possession of being will disappear. Because he had broken down the possession of continuity. He see only rupa kalapa. He doesn't see any beings. This is the first stage the meditator break down the components of continuity. So this is, we not yet see this stage, ultimate reality. Even because of we just seeing particle only. So the first stage, you break down the components of continuity. You don't see the being, you can see only rupa kalapa. After that, you have to analyze rupa kalapa. Because rupa kalapa are not yet ultimate materiality, there are at least a kind of ultimate materiality in each kalapa. They happen as a group or kalapa. So if you want to see ultimate materiality, you should continuously analyze the kalapa. Then you will see earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence. By seeing individual Brahmata Rupa in each kalapa, the components of group or components of form will disappear. This is the second stage. You break down the components of the group. After you can see Brahmata Rupa in your body, but you have to understand the function of ultimate materiality too. Because each ultimate materiality they have different specific function. For instance, the function of earth element is to act as the foundation for the remaining materiality in the same kalapa. That means in one kalapa, there are 10 or at least 8 kinds of Paramata Rupa. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence. The function of earth element is they are as a foundation of, they doing as a foundation of, for other many other elements in the same kalapa. They not happen. They not happen other kalapa. That should be the same kalapa, no? And then the function of water element is to increase the coexisting materiality in the same kalapa. The function of fire element is maturation for the materiality, and the function of wind element is pushing, etc. If you are able to distinguish a specific function of each ultimate materiality, the components of function will disappear. This is the third stage. You break down the components of function.
Sukihoto Good
Yes.
evening, Sayalay.
Yes.
Now we are entering question and answer session. I will
Yes.
help to guide the question from Zoom and Telegram asked by the audience alternately. Can we start the question and answer session, Sayalay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sayalay, I have two questions.
Yes.
The first one about the Jiwitindriya Rupa.
Yes.
Sayalay explained that if we want to see the Jiwitindriya Rupa, we have to discern it from the Jiwita Nawaka. Can we But can we discern it from another Kamaja Rupa like Cakudasaka or Kaya Dasaka, because inside them also have the
Yeah, we can.
okay. Yeah. And the second question.
Rupa also you can discern.
Pardon me?
Ada Kamaja Rupa, like Dasaka Rupa Kalapa, and then Soda Dasaka Kalapa, Kanat Dasaka Kalapa. Inside have there are 10 kinds of Paramata Rupa. And then number 9 is the Jivita Rupa. So you can know from this Kalapa also.
Okay, thank you, Sayalay. And
Yes.
the second question about the Upachaya Rupa, the Lakana Rupa, Upachaya, the Upachaya one.
Yes.
Is it only that we can use the terms of Upachaya Rupa for the first appearance of any Kalapa in one life? Is it does it mean like that?
The appearance of the Rupa, we can say Kalapa is the group of the Rupa, no? Ultimate reality.
Mm-hmm.
The Rupa still happen, no? At the stage, no? Okay.
I mean the Upachaya Rupa and the Santati Rupa, Sayalay.
Upachara,
the difference of
identity is different. Upachara is at the beginning of our life. Santati is just the arising of the Rupa. Present moment you can decide. I already Santati, Rada, Anicca, any ultimate materiality you can discern. Okay.
Okay.
All the Upachara beginning of our life start happen. This is different.
In Patisandi moment, Patisandi, the rebirth, the rebirth moment, they also have 3 Dasaka Rupa Kalapa appear, like Kaya Dasaka, Bawa Dasaka, and Watu Dasaka. So the Upachaya Rupa only means for that 3 kinds of the appearance of that 3 kinds of Dasaka.
Yes, the beginning stage, not the arising stage. The beginning stage and arising stage is different. At the beginning stage, Vichara. But at the moment of Patisandi or the present time, Rupa still happen. This is called Santati. Arising, Rupa arising is Santati. Still happen in Upachara.
Okay, I get it now. Sayalay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sayalay.
Sayalay.
Yes.
I'm also a little confused with this question because the correlation of the question I cannot get it. These brothers ask about Kaya Vinyati and Wachi Vinyati. Kaya Vinyati, the intimation of the bodily intimation, and Wachi Vinyati is a verbal intimation. And he said, how can we know such kind of the movement like that? And then the correlation with the different with the Caku Pasada. This I cannot get the correlation. He said, what the difference with the Caku Pasada and the object of Gocara Rupa, the visible object Rupa Ramana. When the Rupa Ramana strike the Caku Pasada, is it we cannot understand that kind of that's the visible object, so we need Kaya Vinyati and Wachi Vinyati. The question like that, so I cannot get the what this brother mean.
Firstly, I want to explain what is Kaya Vinyati and Vaci Vinyati. First, he need to know what is Kaya Vinyati. Kaya Vinyati is the sign of the bodily action, no? Like what is he move like that? He show me like that. This is called from here to here. This is movement. This is called Kaya Vinyati. He speak out, ask question. This is Vaci Vinyati. This is very simple. What is Kaya Vinyati? What is Vaci Vinyati? Okay, bodily intimation, bodily action, and bhava action. This is very simple.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
This is very easy, no? Bodily action, bhava action is called. Bodily action is Kaya Vinyati. Bhava action is Vaci Vinyati.
Yes.
You can know easily, no? This is okay. So how to we can move bodily action and bhava action. Later I will explain in detail, no?
Yeah.
Okay. How we get bodily action, bhava action? How can we do bodily action, bhava action? Later next DhammaTalk I will explain.
So the brothers also ask
Yes.
The different. Yeah. What is the difference about the caku pasada and the gocara rupa? So that means when the visible object, the rupa ramana, strike the caku pasada, actually already arrives the caku vijnana. But by that condition, we still do not know about that kind of the object. So we need Kaya Vinyati or Vaci Vinyati, he said. So I don't know the correlation.
Okay, I want to explain. Caku pasada is can accept the object. Okay, when the visible object come to image to caku pasada, we can know with the caku vijnana, eye consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay.
When the visible object come to image to eye transparent, eye sensitivity, no, caku pasada. After that, we can know the visible object with the eye consciousness, caku vijnana. This is caku vijnana is after the visible object image to caku pasada, eye consciousness arises. So okay, no relation with bodily action and other, no. So eye, visible object, eye sensitivity, eye consciousness. Only three relation. Okay.
Okay. Next question, Sayalay. These written questions. First, if we already reached upacara samadhi, what is the next step to do to reach or attain appana samadhi?
This is depend on meditation subject. For example, when we practice anapanasati meditation, we can concentrate on the object is patipaka nimitta. The object of access concentration object and appana samadhi, no? Upachara samadhi object and appana samadhi object is the same. For example, anapanasati meditation. For the anapanasati meditation, object is patipaka nimitta. So when you get after access concentration on patipaka nimitta, you carry on practice, trying to concentrate on object. If concentration is deeper, your concentration change to appana samadhi. Okay, after access concentration, change to appana samadhi. What should you do? You have to continuously carry on practice. If you have enough concentration, access concentration can change to appana samadhi. Upachara samadhi change to appana samadhi. Okay.
Okay, there's one question from Brother Sewandi. He asks, how long the time we should pertain the Pratama Jhana to Dutiya Jhana? How long we should pertain?
Depend on meditative practice. Okay. After first jhana, he busy and he stop meditation. he cannot attain second jhana. He have to carry on, and then he have to try to concentrate the object, so he can attain second jhana. Okay, we cannot say how long, what time, depend on meditator condition. Okay. And then just now, okay, I want to say, just now I explained access concentration and absorb upachara samadhi and apana samadhi. Depend on meditation subject. For example, when we practice 4-element meditation, we cannot attain jhana concentration, only upachara samadhi. Because of the object is very profound and very deep, not last long, we cannot concentrate arising and appearing. So we can only can get access concentration. Okay, we cannot reach to the jhana concentration. If we practice anapanasati meditation, we can focus. We can concentrate on patipaka nimitta long time. So the concentration can change to access concentration and jhana concentration. Okay. So depend on meditation subject. When we practice, for example, Buddha nosati, Dhamma nosati, Sangha nosati, we can attain only access concentration. We cannot attain jhana concentration. Do you understand? Okay.
There's another question. If we are practicing meditation, should we meditate up to jhana stage? Then we should practice vipassana meditation, just like Sayalay already explained at the early. Or can we together practicing it together, samatha and samatha and vipassana parallelly practicing together?
Samatha and practice vipassana together is this is called yuganada meditation. Not together, alternatively. After samatha, some meditator, for example, after attaining first jhana concentration, after that, the first jhana, top rasa, the ajita and jitasika nama rupa, we can practice vipassana. So this is the alternatively we practice samatha and vipassana. This is called yuganada meditation. Samatha, vipassana, practice alternatively. So for practice vipassana, if you want to practice samatha, depend on meditation subject condition. For example, if you want to practice anapana, the higher stage is the anti-food jhana. Okay. If you want to practice metta, the higher stage is the also jhana stage. But to practice vipassana meditation, if you can see nama rupa is no problem. If you don't see, you need to first you need to contemplate concentration. For example, if you want to discern 4 elements meditation, if you can discern 4 elements in your body without jhana concentration, you can directly practice. If you difficult to see practice 4-element meditation, if it's difficult to see the characteristic of 4 elements in your body, first you need to practice samatha meditation. After attaining jhana concentration, when you practice 4-element meditation, you can easy to discern. So depend on your parami. Some meditator, when they discern, they practice 4-element meditation, they easy to concentrate on the characteristic of 4 elements, and they can see rupa kalapa, and they can easy to see paramatha rupa. So depend on your parami and your meditation condition. Eta vata ja amehi sabadam punya sabadam.
Eta vata ja amehi sambadam punya sambadam.
Sabbe deva anumodantu.
Sabbe deva anumodantu.
Sabbe Buddha anumodantu.
Sabbe Buddha anumodantu.
Sabbe Satta anumodantu. Sabba Sambati Sitiya.
Sabbe Satta anumodantu. Sabba Sampati Siddhiya.
Idame Nyatina Hontu Sugita Hontu Nyatayo.
Idame nyatinam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo.
Idame nyatina hotu sukita hontu nyateyo.
Idame nyatinam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo.
Idame nyatina hotu sukita hontu nyateyo.
Idame nyatinam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo.
Idame punya.
Idame punya.
Asawakanya.
Asawakaya.
Mahahotu.
Waham hotu.
Idame punya. Nibanasa pacayo hotu.
Idame punya nibanasa pacayo hotu.
Mama punya bagan sabah satana pacimi.
Mama punya bagam sabasatanam bhajemi.
Isabi misama punya bagan labantu.
Desa
Sorry.
me samam punya bagam labantu.
Sadu.
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 Buddha
Buddha
sasana.
sasana.
Jiran
Titatu.
Buddha sasana.
sasana.
Jiran
Titatu.
Buddha
Buddha
sasana.
sasana.
Jiran
Titatu.
Sadu.
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 Sadu.